the new experiment. Actually, the truth of the matter is, I'm about one more broken piece on this camera away from having my GoPro mounted on the dash of my car. But I actually like my little, what's the name of this thing? G1W. I like the little G1W. But like I said, 1 year later, and the video's getting a little grainier. The suction cup just happened to come off like almost at the year mark. And then before that, the clip had broke off of it. So it kind of slides into place, but it doesn't lock anymore. That's okay, because I haven't vibrated so hard that it completely knocks the camera off its base anyway. But it's just those little things, like, this is a cheap camera. Pretty soon you're going to have people staring in your car as your dash cam is duct taped to the inside of your windshield. So, I mean, there's several things that I might have to try here. Like I said, get the new camera, and then when I get the new camera, I'm going to have to take audio out of all my driving videos. Because I can't put the music in anymore. And I know people, I'm sorry people, I know you don't want to hear me talk and gripe and bellyache my opinions on what I think about government things. I'm just tired of having the pretense of, yeah, he doesn't say anything while driving. Like, no, I have to say something. It's therapeutic. And the cool thing is if I take the audio off of these things, I can just start playing, I'll just play video game music. See? Right there. Tells me that it's time. I'm just glad I didn't do that while I was on the freeway today. That's the funny thing. I went on freeways and roadways and turned around. And now it came loose. That's how you can tell it's cheaply made. I know people who have the original Garfield suction cup kitties on the back of their windshield, and it's been there for almost 20 plus years. It's like 30 years later, and the windshield glasses will come out before that cat falls off. One year I got out of the G1W. So what's the lesson I've learned? I guess I'll just have to go to Dash Cam Talk, and this was like their number 3 camera. They said, look, it takes a decent picture. They didn't really tell you about how long it lasted, because I don't know how long dash cams are supposed to last. This wasn't their top rated one. This is the $65 number that I got off of Amazon, and so yeah, it's pretty good. Their top number was like a $200 one. I think it's made by a French company. So might be upgrading to that one. And I was sitting there thinking, if I'm going to pay $200, why don't I just put my GoPro up there? I got the mount kit for it. I got some double-sided tape on the bottom of it. I don't know. I'll figure something out. Maybe I can get a hold of the company that makes the G1W and say, hey, can you guys send me another mounting bracket? Some companies are pretty cool about that. Other ones, no, not so much. Make sure you get the mounting bracket. It'll be $15. Plus $20 shipping. And just like that's more than the camera. Could buy another camera, but what if a year from them now. I'm still having the same problem. So I spent $220 and got burned twice. You want a good cash cam, you got to pay what government agencies and the cops have to pay. I once asked them, looking into the body cams that they use, and I think they were $500. No, I think they were $1,000, $1,500 for those body cams. And the battery life was like 3 hours. And the picture wasn't really much greater than what I had on the GoPro. So I'm trying to figure out why police agencies around the country are buying $1,500 body cameras, and they don't have like a gimbal built in that, you know, gets rid of the jitter when the guy jumps up and down and runs and stuff. Somebody may say, well, that's because they have to take quite a beating. And I was like, well, the GoPro can take a beating too. I've dropped it, kicked it, had it hit by branches, hail, in the middle of a hailstorm, and pop, 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 it's pounding the hell out of the rainstorms, snowstorms. My GoPro is battle tested. So you can't go with that. Let's just call it like it is. The government's getting overcharged for their body cameras. They say what comes with fancy software and all that other stuff. It's like, no, all that fancy software they talk about, I guarantee is probably built on the SM Player codec system. Somebody took some version of Linux and fancied it up. That's how computers work. Is everybody takes the community-built operating system, Linux, and then they build their proprietary version of it that works on their particular hardware. That's what Apple does. That's how Windows got started with DOS. Or excuse me, how Microsoft got started with DOS. So bottom line is I got too much on the plate. Timing belt on the car and a tire on the front, and once again still saving up for the foundation repairs. So right now dash cam is probably not going to be in the budget. Dash cam a toy? No. Not when you've got a guy cutting over 3 lanes of traffic. But with the defensive driving that I do, it's getting almost extremely rare to get hit. I mean, for me to get in an accident, but it could happen. And it's just so much easier when you're at the scene of an accident and all of a sudden the cop's like, what happened? Well, I can tell you, or I can show you. Here you go. I can lie all day long, but the film can't. My coach used to always say, big guy in the sky don't lie. So we're not going to call a tow truck and have that hauled off to the shop when we get it repaired. We're just going to drive down the street like that. No, I complain, but I just have to accept that I live in a third world country. This is just the way it's going to always be. Still, as much as I complain, at least it's better than Russia. That video I see just scares the hell out of me. At least here people kind of know how to stay in lanes. At least there are lanes. Now look at that video in Russian, it looks like a never-ending demolition derby. That ain't bad enough. You got this human element where people run out and try to jump in front of cars so they can get themselves a little insurance money.